Mike Williams is about to be returning to team drills, which is the last hurdle before he can rejoin the team for week one. Let's roll.
I'm gonna lose my gas darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
You're fucking depression.
What's going on, Coffee Club? My name is Paul Weston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I am the New York Jets digital reporter for Every.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast and wherever you happen to be watching. Card Cave Central just said he's finally back from Spain, España. What's up, gang, or wherever the hell else you're watching. We appreciate you guys. So make sure, as Adult says, you hit that like button and make sure you hit subscribe as well. We keep spreading the gospel. That is Boy Green Daily, where we're live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. Something else you guys can all do is make sure we paint the chat green and join the Boy Green Coffee Club by clicking that second link down below in the YouTube description. It says join Boy Green Coffee Club here. Boom. And allow you to join the YouTube membership group, which gives you a loyalty badge, unlocks emojis, and gives you access to our Discord channel. So, people, I see several names in here are not yet members officially of the Boy Green Coffee Club. So, baby, let's do it. And I can do a jig and dance and get excited. Because something else I'm getting excited for. Oh, there you go. You get Jake Asman, baby. Some early morning Boy Green magic. Jake Asman on the old Twitter sphere. We appreciate you. And yes, this link that Jared B just dropped in right here. If people ask all the time, how can I join the Boy Green Coffee Club? What the hell is the Boy Green Coffee Club? Bing, bing, bing. Right here, Jared B just put it in the comments. If you click this link, YouTube would say, hey, do you want to join? And then all of a sudden you're joining, you will be a member officially of the Boy Green Coffee Club. It's only $2.99 a month, babe, and you can help keep the train rolling. You can help support the show, so feel free to do so. Something that does have me pretty jazzed, though, is Mike Williams said yesterday to the media that he plans on returning to team drills next week. Now, Mike Williams has been back from some time, as a matter of fact. I believe he returned from the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list, on August 8th, which was well ahead of schedule, quite frankly. That is more than, that's like 8 days. Well, so I think it was August 7th. But regardless, it was the beginning of August, and boom, just like that. We'll get back into the Mike Williams stuff in just a second. Card Cave Central followed through on those instructions and became a member once again of the gosh darn Boy Green Coffee Club. Play those chimes. And that didn't feel complete. Let's do that one more time. A discount double check. CCC, a España version of Card Cave Central. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. There you go. It's just that easy, baby. So make sure you guys do it. Thanks to CCC for joining us here on the show. But let's see Mike Williams back into this conversation. And it's simply this. His ability to return to team drills next week is the last hurdle before he can be ready for the season. So around August 7th, 8th, he returned to the team in general off the physically unable to perform list. So he's performing in all the individual drills, blocking, catching, all of that jazz are things that he was doing. And then, as we are hearing, next week he should get the team stuff, which is where he's getting work in with Aaron Rodgers and the 11-on-11s, the 7-on-7s, and all that jazz. All of that team activity that all of a sudden he can be jumping into the deep end of the pool with, which is incredibly exciting. And I just think that there are some Jet fans, I think there's some NFL fans that kind of have forgotten about the Mike Williams edition, quite frankly. They've just kind of brushed it off. They've overlooked it. They haven't given it its proper love. And I tweeted out the clip this morning. It's mostly about Garrett Wilson, but there's a nugget at the beginning. Wide receiver coach Sean Jefferson, I finally caught up on that One Jets Drive episode from last Tuesday. A new one is dropping tonight. But on this individual in particular, wide receiver coach Sean Jefferson said the Jets are lucky to have 2 number 1 wide receivers. He believes Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams are both number 1 wide receiver, and he called that, quote unquote, a coach's dream. I put that clip out on Twitter. You guys can watch that, the One Jets Drive episode from last week. Also, they have another episode dropping tonight. The Jets have 2 unbelievable players happening here. And before we go any further, I just do want to give a shout out to our guy, who's our moderator of the chat, Jared B. He's at the surgery center, going back at 8 for a operation on his back. So let's throw our prayers up and thoughts for Jared B. By the way, our moderator, and also runs our Discord. Surgery is always a little scary. So let's go back to Jared B. For that. There's no doubt. Yo Holmes says, Williams at this stage. What do you mean at this stage? Maybe there's something I'm missing. Isn't he 29? And how old is Mike Williams? What do you mean at this stage? Yeah, he's 29 years old. What do you mean at this stage? He's still got the prime of his career in front of him. What do you mean? What does that even mean, Yo Holmes? As I continue to just repeat the words, at this stage. You make it sound like he's dead. You make it sound like he's 45. What do you mean? Fun hyperbole. That's again. That's a direct quote from the coach. I'm not sure I follow that one. That's interesting. Interesting. Some shade thrown at him. Okay. Well, I would just say that despite that noise, if you look at Mike Williams' career, man, he just brings something different to the table than Garrett Wilson. He's massive. He's 6'4", 220 pounds, give or take. And you look at some of those statistical seasons where he's having some fun catching go-go balls and being a physical wide receiver in the room. Like, look at some of these seasons, man. 1,000 yards, 1,100 yards. The 20.4 season, that was 2019. 20.4 yards per reception. I mean, that is insane. And his career is 15.6. So long story short, to interpret what that means is big plays, baby. That's what he brings to the table. No, he's an exciting receiver. He's a very exciting receiver. Exciting add to this room, because then people have to make business decisions on defense. Are you doubling Garrett? Are you just singling everybody up and doing some other strategy, focusing on Breece Hall or what have you? Good luck, buddy. And again, it's going to be a lovely reminder that there are things that are still going to happen here. Yo Home says 29 is prime. Salah is not filled with hyperbole. Let me see. Let me Google, what is your prime? I've always thought that it was like, I don't know how long so much prime lasts, I guess, but I don't know, like 26, 27, or like 31, like something like that. I guess it depends on the position. What is the age range? Let's Google this all together for your prime. Okay, what is the age range for prime? It varies on your. Oh, okay, that literally said what I thought. So, okay. These men are known for stability, predictability, homeostasis by biologists. Wow, this is deep. Suggesting I can perform better. Ultra endurance events. That's not an answer. The prime adult years continue until about age 30 to 35. So, CEO Home, Google says that it is in the prime. 30 to 35, you could still be in the prime. Now, I think that's a little late on the prime on the 35 side, but that's neither here nor there. Come on, man. Come on, Yo Holmes. Come on, man. Come on. Prime definitely depends on position. You're right, FL Phil. It definitely depends. But the point is, Mike Rubino just Googled it. It showed a pic of Mike Williams. That's just science. You can't argue with science. Come on, man. You can't argue with science. Paul, I can call in and ask the nurse to hold the phone while they do it, but you'll be looking at my ass. LOL. Thank you for that vivid description, Jared B. It reminds me of the scene from Tommy Boy where, Chris Farley's attempting to explain why he stuck his head up a butcher's ass for a T-bone joke. But he's like, no, it's the cow's ass. And then we just kind of get lost. But I appreciate that. Interesting. Average NFL career is less than 3 seasons. That is a fun fact, like the sky is blue, but I'm not really sure what that has to do with this conversation. the NFL career is less than 3 seasons, which is true. I'm not sure what that has to do with the prime, though. At this stage, the last 2 seasons, Williams was obviously not the same player production-wise, Yo Holmes says. He tore his ACL in week 3. Of course, the production, what it was the last 2 seasons. He blew out his ACL. Obviously. What are we talking about here? And then the year prior, sure, he only appeared in 13 games, 63 catches, 900 yards, 4 touchdowns, 14.2 a clip. That number's still pretty good. I don't know, man. Again, last year's blown out ACL could likely explain that slow start and finish. But I think we're making a little too much of it. But anywho, the point is, let's put that aside. The fact of the matter is, Mike Williams is returning to team drills next week. He's going to have 2 weeks until we get to the regular season, give or take. That's going to be, I can give you the literal give or take. So if he returns, let's call it Monday, the 26th of August, he'll have, so what's it going to be? So let's call that, carry the 1. That's a 7-piece. That'll be 14. Yeah, 2 weeks from the season opener because we have the final week. By the way, it's the final week of training camp for those who don't know for the New York Jets. So we have the final week of training camp this week. We wrap it up with the joint practice, which is tomorrow, by the way, against the New York Giants. We'll have New York Giants insider John Schmelk, who works for the team. He'll be joining us on Thursday's edition of Boy Green Meets Woody at 3 o'clock. Make sure you guys check that out. So we have that on Thursday. We have the preseason game this weekend. Okay, Snoopy Bowl. Whoop. They don't call it that anymore, but I'll still call it that. Snoopy Bowl. Whoop. Okay, we got that. Next week is like a full week off from games and stuff. Like there's no game to be played. So you have week off. And then you have the week leading into the game. So then we'll have 2 weeks. So is 2 weeks enough time for Mike Williams, who had been doing individuals and, cardio and things of that nature? Would that be enough for him to be ready? And what does ready mean? Does it, for instance, Breece Hall, I was looking back at it. I wrote an article there. It's in the YouTube description down below. Breece Hall was ready for week 1 last year. However, it kind of had him on a pitch count. He had 10 carries in the game. The results were great. His first 2 carries, why I just remember these numbers off the top of my head, I'm not exactly sure. But the first 2 carries of the game for Breece Hall went for 26 yards and then 83. Now, they weren't consecutive because we sprinkled some Dalvin Cook magic in there. And, you know how that went. But Breece Hall showed this immediate burst. And Saleh was asked a couple of weeks ago, so you said that, the media person asking Saleh. So you said Mike Williams on the Breece Hall timeline. Does that mean he will be on somewhat of a pitch count to start the season? And Saleh seemed to indicate sort of, but not really. He said, there's a difference between running back and the pounding you take versus playing wide receiver where, not every player getting thrown the ball. So it sounds like, and that was just a random answer from Saleh a couple weeks ago, so I don't know how much credence we can necessarily put into it, but he seemed to indicate perhaps not. But of course, it's going to depend on how Mike Williams' body operates and is reacting and responding to all the different routes and things he's running. Is there any setback or anything of that nature? And there hasn't been, which is incredibly exciting. So yeah, man, Mike Williams, stock up, baby. It's great to see. And let's even go back to the Yo Holmes, who joins us on our YouTube chat of arguing with some of our callers and listeners. The thing I would say to it is, even if you don't believe that Mike Williams is the number 1 wide receiver or anything of that course, the fact of the matter is he is a really, really talented player. So the thing I would say when you look at a guy like Mike Williams, he's a guy that's going to help this team. He is the best Robin that the Jets could have gotten to Garrett Wilson's Batman. Let's just put it that way. He is the best Robin the Jets could have possibly gotten to that. The best Robin that they could have gotten. A sidekick. Someone that can draw coverage away, or at the very least, even Steven, and make defenses make a decision. And that's what they have in Mike Williams. And boy, when he's on the field, man, he just provides something different on this offense. Plus, of course, those aren't the only 2 guys on the team. Got Tyler Conklin. got Brees Hall. We got who's that? Aaron Rodgers, right? Aaron Rodgers and Braylon Allen. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Okay, I just have to answer one more on Yo Holmes. Average NFL career is 3.3 years, yet 29 is prime. What does that have? I don't understand. What is the correlation? Well, Yo Holmes, maybe you can call in to explain when I open up the phone lines in a little bit. How in God's green earth does the average career have anything to do? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. The average career is 3 years, so some people just don't make it. But if I'm like me, okay, me, the Jets signed me, and I only last 3 years, that doesn't mean I hit my prime before they cut my ass, okay? Everyone's personal prime that they could reach in their mid to late 20s or early 30s, whatever it happens to be. Again, the doctors say it can go as far as the mid 30s. I think that's a little aggressive if we're talking about prime, but every player isn't in their prime, or every NFL player doesn't automatically get to their prime as part of their contract. That doesn't make any sense. Sometimes they're like, we've seen enough. We're never going to reach or see your prime because we don't care. You're cut. So just because the average NFL career is 3 years, it's 3 years because it's a very violent sport and people get hurt. And there's more of the 99% than there is the 1%. Right? The average career, that's the average of anybody. There's 90 men on a roster right now. Next week, today, is cut day. It will be a ritual bloodletting. The hundreds and thousands of players are going to lose their jobs next week. Some of them are not in their prime, and some of them will never reach their prime on an NFL roster. So, again, I don't understand the correlation, but you can call in later. I saw another question. I'll try to get to it here, and excuse me if I miss it. Someone asked about Braylon Allen. Okay, let me see if I can get to. Oh, yeah, here it is. It's on Facebook. Here you go. John Robertson on our Heavy on Jets Facebook page. What's your thoughts on Braylon Allen and what his role will be? More red zone or share touches with Hall? Brees Hall is the straw that stirs the drink. He is the guy. However, Braylon Allen has showed you, if for any reason Brees Hall's off the field, which again, he's not going to get 100% of the snaps. There's going to be times where he's going to need a breather. If an injury were to occur, there's all kinds of things that could happen situationally, to your point. Braylon Allen has proven worthy of being able to step in. So I think what Braylon Allen can help out with immediately is, of course, short yardage situations. In that, again, it's a preseason game, so take that for whatever it is. But Braylon Allen was always falling forward, man. He's always gaining more yards. Somehow, I didn't see a lot of negative Braylon Allen runs. He's an angry runner, thunderous, always plowing forward, and that to me is really nice. So short yardage situations, perhaps goal line, red zone, but I don't think it'll be exclusive. Like it's not like Brees Hall is Darren Sproles, and then we're bringing in a Lorenzo Neal or something. Like where Braylon Allen would get 100% of the red zone touches. That would surprise me. But every once in a while, as a different guy, like you can certainly use Brees Hall in the red zone, but you can use Braylon Allen as well. You can use Braylon Allen in short yardage situations. I'd rather his young 20-year-old body getting smacked around than Brees Hall's in some of those situations. So, yeah, I think he's the unquestioned RB2. What does that mean? I believe he will be the closer. If I had to give him a title, if I had to give him a nickname, like I'm naming a superhero team, I'm like, Braylon, you're the closer. And when we get to situations, which hopefully we have a lot of these this season, where the Jets have leads, we go over to Braylon and put our hand on his shoulder. I'd probably have to do this because he's very tall, taller than me. And then just put the hand on the shoulder and say, all right, we're running the 6-minute drive here, buddy. Grind out this game. And that will be his role. Instead of running Brees into the ground on some of those kind of runs, you let a youngster like Braylon Allen get it done. I think that will be his role. He will be closer. He will be used in unique situations. I don't think it will be any kind of a split like 50-50, 60-40. No. I don't think personally. I don't. Maybe something can surprise us. But for me personally, John, I don't think we're getting some sort of a legitimate split, but he will be used when Brees Hall needs a breather and situationally. I think that's the plan with Braylon Allen. And again, if he continues to show well, then you're like, well, Okay. Maybe we got to find other ways to get him the football, which, by the way, would be a good first world problem. I love when the Jets use multiple backs on the field at the same time, shotgun set, running back to left, running back to right. The Jets got that wheel route to Brees Hall in the Dolphins game week 5 a couple of years ago off that. Zach Wilson, see, even a blind squirrel can find a nut. And he hit him on the seam and got him all the way down to the 1 yard line. Then Michael Carter, the former running back, vultured his touchdown, which was not ideal. But the fact of the matter is, I love getting them both on the field at the same time. Hopefully, we could see a little bit of that as well. Yes, apparently the Jets had their worst practice offensively yesterday, and from anyone that was there, couldn't explain it. So that one was a little odd. Very strange. Connor Hughes said it was almost like they weren't even trying. So I don't know what happened. We don't have any video footage outside of the highlights, so we don't really know. Prime depends on position. I agree. Wow. I can't believe how strong of a topic this was, but yes. Jared B. Paul, is that a no? Yeah, that is a no. Thank you very much, Jared B. Deal with what you're dealing with, buddy. We appreciate you. We'll be thinking of you. Not in that light. Definitely not. But Brian played some corner semi-pro. I used to do football play-by-play for semi-pro. A lot of fun. Oh, Tommy Boy's my number one movie of all time. If anyone ever asked, I saw John Cena was recently asked on the red carpet. He refused to answer. I'll answer. Tommy Boy is my favorite movie of all time. Terrific. Quotable, funny, great cast. What are we talking about? Zebo, Mike Williams over under for yards. Let me see if that's got to be out there as a bet. Let me see. Mike Williams over under yards Jets 2024. Yeah, what's the okay? Let's go to first one comes up is betting pros. All right, let's see here. Loading up here. Where are we at here? Okay, reception. Nope. Yeah, that looks like receptions, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for yards. Okay, so, all right, betting pros. You've been voted off the island. All right, let me go to RotoWire. Let me see. I could go to DraftKings. Maybe that's a better place. All right, it's too late. I've already clicked on this now. Okay, RotoWire. Here we are. Oh, wow. Here's all the numbers. Okay, so, and I have Mike Williams' career stats here. So the over-under number on touchdowns is 4.5, and I would take the over. Like, look at these seasons. So throw out his rookie year where he barely played. Let's go 2018 and forward. Here are his touchdowns: 10, 2, 5, 9, 4, 1. And it's 4.5. So he's gotten over it 1, 2, 3, only 3 times, I suppose. And it's only been, I don't know, man. I think they're going to use him like hell in the red zone. So let's slam the over on touchdowns there, which again is 4.5. I think he'll have like, maybe it'll be close. 5, 6, 7. Somewhere in there, maybe more. I don't know. Yeah, I'll go like 5, 6, 7. So over. And then the receiving yards is 725.5 yards, 725.5, which he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in 4 of the last 5 seasons, he's gotten over that number. The only season he didn't is when his ACL blew up in week 3 against the Minnesota Vikings, which Yo Holmes would say, suck it up, pal. You should have limped on the field, apparently, for those yards. But so I love the over on that as well, 725.5. And he's gotten it in 4 of the last 5 seasons. So shout out to RotoWire, baby. Appreciate you. There you go. 725.5. I like that. Give me the over on both. I like it. Those are reasonable. Yeah, Jared B, the bad practice. It sounds like it was a bad practice. So here's the thing I do want to address, though, because people were asking about the practice. I see R&R. Was it a bad practice for the offense or a good practice for the defense? Apparently, a lot of people did not like the answer from Salah. Salah was asked about it. He's like, yeah, there's a top 5 defense on the other side. And a lot of people said, oh, what a loser answer. And I saw people making fun of it on social media. Isn't he right? Like, what we want is back and forth when we get the green on white scrimmage, which we had a bunch of weeks ago, or whenever the teams practice against each other, we want both sides getting wins. We don't want one side dominating the other. And by all accounts, the Jets have had plenty of great offensive practices. So to me, isn't it just a really good, session for the defense? Am I worried? Absolutely not. This team is incredibly talented. And think about the opportunities. Like, they don't play in the preseason game, and then they have the few days, and then they're thrown back out there. So, no, to me, no worries, no concern whatsoever. Grovass, a member of our Boy Green Coffee Club, he'll be ready, but how ready will the team be? We'll see. Which leads us into the preseason questions and conversations. Should the Jets play their starters against the Giants? For me, no. King Lowski called into our late night show with me and Connor yesterday, explained why they should, because he said, hey, if Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are doing it, why not us? That's a pretty good argument. But for me, I'm cool if they do, because that'd be exciting. They give us more to talk about. But I'm cool if they don't. Let's just get ready for week one. You know what? The 49ers aren't practicing or playing games with a lot of their guys. No Trent Williams. Brandon Ayuk's a hold in. Christian McCaffrey has a busted calf. So, we're all going through issues. So I'm okay. How ready will the team be? I think the team will be ready. And when the schedule came out, I told you guys I wanted the 49ers. I wanted the smoke. We got the 49ers. I got exactly what I wanted. And I'm ready for that opportunity, man. I am ready for that op. Let's see. Coffee Club, the best part of waking up, baby. And there you go. I'll get back into some of your questions and comments because we've got live from the hospital a gifted membership from Jared B. Not Jared B in the hospital, of course, but a gifted membership is terrific. Another way that you guys can support the show is you can either buy your own membership or simply gift it for another. And that's always an option here. And let's give Mr. Roberts a membership. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club, sir. And then let me check. I didn't check this before the show. Let's see, how many members away are we from the next emoji? Where are we at? I'll take a gander here in the deep recesses of YouTube's settings. All right. We go over to emoji. Scroll down. It's been a hot second. Let's see. We're 42 members away. We had a few cancellations. So we were 42 and now 41. This Jared B one. Actually, we're 40 because Card Cave Central as well. So let's give one more of these. And even 40 away. Shout out to Jared B live from the hospital. Appreciate it. He says he will be listening to the show until they take his phone. I could just wait, no, and they strip it away from him and then put him out. So there you go. Yeah, cut day, by the way, is a week from today. It's August 27th by 4 o'clock. Every team in the NFL must go from 90 players to 53. It'll be a brutal ritual bloodletting. Now, in the past, the NFL has had rules. They've had rules forever. That's not what I meant. I meant like waves, where in the past, you'd have to go from 90 players to 75, then you cut it down even more, and it gave teams time over the coming weeks to cut this batch of players. But in the new world of the NFL, it's one big-ass cut day, and then you have the full waiver wires the next day for setting up practice squads and everything else, and I will remind you today, as I will remind you next week, the initial 53 is not the final 53. Some players are going to celebrate next week. Woo! I made the Jets. And then, actually, we just picked up this guy off of waivers. Now you're gone. So it's brutal. It's a brutal day, and you hate to see people lose their jobs like that. But it is the nature of the beast. It is the circle of life. With birth there is death, and there is that with some of these players coming in and out, and some players' careers will end. So it is a brutal one cut day for everybody. That is the truth. Yeah, Snowball is saying, I will emoji for food for the love of Pete. He has not had a lot of, action to be able to do. And he's done great work because if you look at some of the recent emojis, he's done a terrific job. There's no question about it. So shout out to Easy OC. Very nice. And Ricky New York and an Ice Cube. Although we feel an Ice Cube because we need to unlock another emoji for Pete's sake. The season is right around the corner, baby, and we need to get there. There's no doubt about it. So we'll see if we can continue to expand the army. All right. So we have a few more questions. I'll try to answer that. All right. Happy birthday to Mahar Khalil. Happy birthday to yourself. You should get yourself a birthday present. Punching in your ticket to the Boy Green Coffee Club. That's what you should do, buddy. Oh, by the way, did you guys meet B-Mac's brother C-Mac last night? I've never met C-Mac. I didn't even know B-Mac had a brother. That could be a call today. I was like, whoa. C-Mac joined us on the show. That was very different. Wow. Dana Murphy, Paul, is it the lighting or is the Jets logo on your hat silver? I believe it's got kind of a silver sheen as I see in the camera, and it does have like a little so maybe it is silver. The hat's gray. This one in particular. I've got 3 styles of the new logo, quote unquote. It's this one, which is the draft hat. You see the black one you guys see all the time, and then NFL Shop actually messed something up on the green one, so I have to send that back and they're gonna fix it. They jacked up something on the hat. But yeah, so yeah, silver-ish. Yeah, I'm a silver surfer. Let's see. The offense was hungover. There you go. That was the problem. I hope they said Allen for most of this weekend. And if you're Axios, if you're talking about Braylon, I 100% agree. Like he won RB2 battle. It's over. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see anybody, to be honest, of note. Who's going to be the backup back for us? Vic asks on Facebook. That would be Tyrod Taylor. He's going to be the backup. Who's going to be QB3? Yeah, coming off this weekend. I'm not sure. Adrian Martinez and Andrew Peasley with a P look both terrible. So right now, neither is a lock to make the 53 as a QB3. So we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe there's a guy that can claim off of waivers or sign a veteran. That can be a new QB3 because not great, but maybe one can be on the practice squad. Terrence Hill, are y'all telling me I'm past my prime? Yikes. Yo, Holmes, you're going to have that conversation with Terrence Hill now, buddy. So, sorry, buddy. Troy Williams was a Batman in his prime. There you go. Mike Williams, some Batman prime action. Aaron Danos, this was the comment I was trying to catch back up to. Sorry, Aaron. What's up, BG? Glad to catch you live this morning. I'm asking around, what do you think of the idea of Breece, Braylon, and Davis Corley on the field at the same time? Well, Aaron, great to have you a part of the Boy Green Coffee Club, buddy, and glad you can catch us live. I know some people can't because of either time zones. Like I know we have fans in Ireland, which is awesome, but because of the time zone, they can never watch us live. So whether you can watch live or not, I appreciate the support. That means a lot. So let's see here. So Breece, okay. Braylon, okay. Isaiah Davis and Corley. Wow. I mean, that would be incredibly violent, and I like it. I think there's a lot of creative stuff you could do. Maybe it was Dom C. I don't know who was the first person to bring this up, but the Jets had some practices where Corley was in the backfield serving as semi-pass pro and also like a leaky option, block and go. A quick fake chip and go. And I like some of those combinations too, because then you get Corley on the move and get him some blockers in front of him. But yeah, that would be incredibly violent. I'd love to see it. You could probably do Breece on one side, Braylon on the other, and then have your Davis Corley slot option kind of motioning across. Yeah, there's a lot of combinations, long story short, that you could do for this. So yeah, baby, let's get it. Let's get the creativity. And I heard someone say this the other day. I'm about to open up the phone lines, but I heard someone say this the other day that, maybe we'll have to go on a Nate Hackett apology tour because Zach Wilson's looking terrible in Denver. Like maybe it wasn't all Nathaniel Hackett's fault from an offensive play calling perspective, and maybe we'll see. But I'll tell you this, I can't wait to see this offense with Aaron Rodgers. That's for damn sure. All right, let's open up the phone lines, baby. We got 400+ people in the room. We love it. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. But if you'd like to get some extra participation points and call into the show, feel free to do so as I'm putting in the call-in link right now. Call into the show, baby. Whether it's your first time or you're a multi-time offender. We appreciate you all the same. That message is now pinned on YouTube. If you'd like to call into the show, that's how you do it. YouTube.com/BoyGreen25. Feel free to do so. Share your thoughts on anything New York Jets related, or sometimes even not. We're open to interpretation on that last one. That's for sure. After all the craziness that has happened on this program in the past. Quick setup for a couple of guests this week. We got Nick Ferria, joins us every Wednesday. He'll be coming up tomorrow. Will Parkinson, he was supposed to join us last week, but there was some issue. So the show must go on, even if someone doesn't show up. He said he should be here Thursday. So there you go. Park it. Should have Will Parkinson joining us on Thursday, which I'm looking forward to. So shout out to Will. It'll be great to have him back on the show. Daniel Murphy again. Hey, how would you feel about a silver green alternate uniform if they ever do away with the black? I like the black personally, but to be honest, sometimes the Jets use it in practice like a camo version and like a silver version. I'd love it. That gets away from their true colors, I would say, but still, it's kind of a unique alternate. So I would not be opposed to that. Snowball, getting ready for training camp. Have a great day, guys. Thank you to Snowball for joining us in the chat. One of the best. Yeah, this is the last week of training camp, so your last week to go see the team. William says, Deadpool and Wolverine movie is awesome. I saw it at the drive-in, but I'm going to be honest. My child was not as big of a fan as I thought, being in the car, and she had we got her snacks and her own little iPad thing, and I said, oh, wow, this is going to be great. Me and my fiance are going to have like some romantic time together watching a movie. But like at one point, something happened with the car. We missed an entire scene because if for those who have never been to a drive-in before, you listen to the movie through your car radio. And then all of a sudden the car crapped, and I'm like, oh, geez. And then I'm trying to fix it, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, son of a gun. And then the radio, and it would turn into a whole thing. Long story short, I enjoyed the parts that I saw, but I'm gonna have to give that a discount double check. I'm gonna have to go back and see that, but it looked incredibly terrific. Phil, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate that you appreciated that comic book reference for Silver Surfer. I try to do what I can. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes, Reese, Malik Taylor is out for the season. I believe it's still from that shoulder injury he had been dealing with, but I haven't gotten that part confirmed. But he is out for the season. Zach Rosenblatt, by the way, said that he thought he was going to make the roster. So if that part is true, that means there's an open spot for someone else to take. Again, it seems very cruel because we're not crying a lot by Malik Taylor. Just the season continues, but it's the truth. The world keeps spinning. But yeah, Malik Taylor out for the year. Like I said, I think it was that shoulder injury, but we didn't see, or they didn't confirm in the press release. Yeah, make sure you guys are liking the video. Come on, people. Let's go. Brandon L. If Zach Kuntz gets cut, he tighten up and get signed by the Packers. Maybe. I don't know if he's going to be on a 53-man roster. I just don't think he's ready. If someone's willing to do that, then God bless. I don't think the Jets are going to be willing to. They're going to stash him on the practice squad. But, of course, he could make a lateral move and go from practice squad to practice squad if he wanted to after he clears waivers. Now, if you get claimed off of waivers, you have to be a part of the 53-man roster for another team. That's how claiming on waivers works. So that's got to be a part of the equation. All right, let's jump on over to the phone line. This is a guy who was gifted a membership at some point yesterday, and well said. Big Green, who's a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club officially now. What's up, brother?
Oh, top of the morning to you, Paul. How you doing this fine morning?
Oh, I am doing beautiful. Woke up this morning, baby. Thank God. Blessed be He.
Blessed be He. So let's see. Who else do you think? Are there any other injuries that we need to worry about?
Yeah, let's go through a couple here. So we're still worrying about Michael Carter II. He's been out for several weeks, so hopefully he gets ready by the season. Jarek Bernard Converse, the groin. He's out for the rest of training camp. That's unfortunate. So we'll keep an eye on his status with cut day next week. Likey Fotu, I think I accidentally shared the video of when he got hurt. He in the joint practice, I was just catching clips quick, like 7-second clips of the defensive lineman versus the Panthers offensive lineman. I saw Likey look like he hyperextended his leg. And then I'm like, ugh. And then he kind of limped off with a trainer. We didn't hear anything from him. And then saw yesterday said he hurt his hamstring or something. So I said, yikes, I guess that was during the joint practice. So I said, that sucks. So, yeah, Likey's out for the rest of training camp, which is only this week. JBC is out. I'm trying to think. Michael Carter II, Blake Taylor's out for the year. Am I missing anybody else? I don't think so. I'll have to double check to see if I missed any other injuries. But no, for the most part. So long story short, relatively speaking, we're healthy. Yeah, go ahead.
Did Sherwood get hurt, or are they just sitting him to start the season?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, just
so who are they
for the
sitting
season.
out? We have or not the season. The rest to start
No, I
the
got
season.
you. Yes, right. Yeah, Jamian is as they view him as a quasi starter. He's not really in their 4-3 scheme. Technically, he's a starter, but they run more nickel than their base 4-3. So they just view him so highly. They don't want him to get hurt. So that's the only reason they've been sitting him.
So, of all the people that they said were done for basically training camp, would you say they're locks, or are any of their positions still up for grabs?
Like JBC,
like Eccles, you think that?
Yeah, like Eccles, like for sure, like Eccles, I think is a lock to make the team. JBC, it depends on how bad this groin is. There's a chance they could do some roster gymnastics and put him on a PUP list or something if it is long term serious. Then we will see. So he's one to worry about a little. Likey Fotu is going to make this team. He's in. But yeah, JBC is probably the one to keep an eye out for just in case. But besides that, everyone else should be pretty locked in.
All right. So who's your sleeper to make the team out of any position?
I've been pounding this one for a while, and I will continue to pound. That is Cole Laval. He is a guy who just got his first NFL chance this offseason. He played college football all over the place. He had been in a semi-professional league, the XFL, and then the UFL. Most recently, before coming to the Jets, he played every snap of their preseason game over the weekend, starting to end. And I think he's the sneaky guy that's going to be that 10th offensive lineman to make it. I think versatility, and he's a good guy.
Okay. How about the defensive tackle? Is that Herkimer? Oh, I want to say Herkimer, unless that's the town near me.
Herkimer. I think that's a town near you. I don't know a Herkimer on the team.
I thought it was a defensive tackle. I get to be wrong. I don't remember.
No, that's okay. There's a bunch of UDFA defensive tackles / linemen. Leonard Taylor III, Eric Watts. They did just sign Jalen Twyman. He's a former Miami Dolphins defensive tackle. They just signed him. Bruce Hector, I'm seeing, is another one that someone just Braden McGregor. People are now just popping up answers in the chat. Those are all there. And then all the regulars. So any of those guys, does that ring a bell for who you're talking about?
McGregor.
McGregor. Oh, yeah, there you go. From Michigan. Yeah, Braden McGregor. Yeah. He led the team in pressures this past weekend. Very nice.
All right, let's see. Do you think Trent Williams will be playing game one, or?
God, I hope not. I'm stabbing every voodoo doll on the planet. I do not want Trent Williams because that means Trent Williams missing is great for everybody because that's going to plus up our pass rushers because Trent Williams is arguably the best left tackle in football. If he's not there, the pass rushers should be licking their chops anyway. But with the Trent Williams not there, they should be licking their chops extra because that'll be great opportunities to get after him. And even still, let me see. I want to make sure I get the age right. So wait 1 second. Let's do a quick Goog search here on Trent Williams. I think he's like 36. He is 36. Booyah, nailed it. I never get things wrong. So he's 36. And even if he shows up today, he's only going to have whatever it is, 2-3 weeks before the season, and he's been holding out the entire time for that old man. We saw what happens when Dwayne Brown holds out for long periods of time and then just shows up and says, oh, I'm just going to play and we'll figure it out. Yeah, it looks like garbage. So to be honest, as Zebo says, outside of his prime. I'm glad we're able to establish that. Yeah, I would say 36 is outside the prime, so I appreciate that. So if he doesn't show up at all or shows up anywhere, now that we're so deep into everything, I would love any compromised Trent Williams. That's good for business, baby.
All right, I'll let you go, Paul. I'll let you get some more calls. Good talking to you.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Big Green, who is now a member again of the Boy Green Coffee Club. He was gifted a membership sometime yesterday. I remember saying his name. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got our boy Hep here on the program. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. Hey, it was great last night getting Connor that 1,000 subs, right?
Oh yeah, I feel like sometimes we can vicariously live through another individual. It's just super cool for him, and I know he'd been pounding it for a while, waiting to try to get over the hump. And sometimes when he gets so close, it takes forever to now get over the next hump. So good for him. Yeah, he's a good kid.
Yeah, we had the All-Stars. We had King Lowski. We had Bobby Midnight coming up.
Yeah, C-Mac. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, we had everybody coming on that show to get him those spots. That was great. Anyway, I just wanted to say that and keep rocking on, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Hep. And everyone, every time Hep comes on the show, they're like, where's the guitar? Like, now he's set the bar so high that, like, every time people need a concert, every time that he's on, he's set the bar incredibly high, I guess. I don't know. I will tell you, again, we will play it because, like, it's terrific. Why wouldn't I play it? Here we go. Let's roll it, baby.
Okay. Boy Green Daily. We're talking Jets. We are the best. Forget the rest. We're up to date. We're going there. Super Bowl's coming, so all beware. Yeah.
So talented. I don't have that much talent. He is more. Hep has more talent in his pinky than I have in my full body. Let's just be honest. No question. All right, let's go to our next caller here. Another legend, Easy OC. Edward joining us here on the program. What's up, Ed?
Good morning, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing spectacular, man.
Yep, I just hooked up to another load of garbage. No.
All right, there you go.
I think I have the New York Jets offense in the back of the truck after yesterday.
yeah, that was rough. That was punting from the rough. Hearing some of those stats of Rodgers 1 for 7 here, 11 for 27 here, it sounded disgusting.
Well, we do have like a top 3 defense, so maybe it was just one of those days where the offense was off and the defense was like stellar because they're that good.
Exactly. Yes.
Our defense can be stifling. They can be stifling. I mean, remember in the years past, remember what Saul had said? He says, we can make really good quarterbacks look very bad.
Mm-hmm. And they did for a big stretch. Mahomes, Josh Allen, I can't remember everyone. Jalen Hurts. They made a lot of guys look human. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the Jets defense was on fire, and the Jets offense was just like ran into the damn proverbial buzzsaw.
Yeah, it was
happens.
Terrific. So I'm totally cool with it. Again, if the defense had been annihilating the Jets offense the entire offseason, okay, now I'm concerned. But they've gone back and forth. Rodgers has had some wonderful moments in camp against this defense. So
let's see what happens today. Let's see what happens today. I mean, Rodgers is like one of those uber competitors, and maybe the offense felt embarrassed, and maybe Rodgers is going to be like, boys, we're going to do some non-vanilla shit today, and we're going to light these assholes up.
Yeah, I think you're right. He does seem like that kind of competitive guy. I've been reading the Rodgers book, and they've told a lot of stories about that, about him being so competitive when he was younger. Yeah, it's still there.
He'll tell the press, it's just bullshit. It's just the press being the press. And la, 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 this and that. But deep down inside, he's going, I'm going to get these guys today. I'm going to like – I bet you he told Sauce Gardner, you better put your big boy pants on because I'm going to have G light your ass up.
Yeah, there you go. Right, yeah. Old G-dub, baby. I love it.
Yeah. It's just, clickbait. They got to say something. One guy says it, and then so if 3 of these, reporters say it, and the 4th guy doesn't, then it looks bad. So everyone's just got to kind of fall in line and just go with the flow. It's no big deal. That's why they have practice.
Exactly. Yeah. That's you should be making these kind of mistakes in practice. Hopefully, you're not making them during the season. So keep them coming, as far as I'm concerned.
As far as the Giant game on Saturday, I think it's Saturday, right? Saturday evening.
It is Saturday. Yep.
I don't know if the head coaches can have a conversation before the game, and they might. I mean, is there a way that the coaches could have like a gentleman's agreement? We're going to put our starting quarterbacks in for 2 series, and just kind of don't hit just kind of like put the red shirt on the quarterbacks just for the first 2 series, and then we'll put the other guys in. Just to knock some rust off the starters. Just tell them, look.
Yeah, I would say there certainly is conversations coaches have that, especially for joint practices, right? Dable and Salah have already spoken about whatever the plan's going to be for Wednesday. So I imagine they would have the same conversations they play every year. Now, the big difference is we don't have Wink Martindale over there anymore, thank God, who was running cover 0 blitzes against Rodgers immediately off the beginning of the game. So that was a little like, oh, God. So luckily it's a new defensive coordinator there. So that part is good. But yes, of course, you could definitely have those gentlemen's agreements. There's no doubt about it. And I'd be surprised if they didn't have it, to be honest.
Or they could have it like the joint practice is like, we're going to put our starters out there, and this joint practice is going to be like the preseason game for a couple of series, and we won't hurt the quarterbacks. And when we get guys in the grip, imminent grip, plays over,
Yes.
No need to tear heads off before the season, but the execution, just to practice their execution and the speed to get that there. Because I just don't want Rodgers going in game 1 out in San Francisco with any rust on him. And that goes with the rest of the starters. That's my only concern. Like someone was saying the other day, Andy Reid always plays his starters in preseason. So this way, if anything ever happens, he can just turn around and go, well, I always play them. And now it's at the point now, since Salah has held them back, if he puts them out there now and God forbid something happens, they're going to go, well, what the fuck you do that for? Excuse my language.
Exactly. But No. Right. It is either way, though, that if he does something, they go, whoa, why'd you do that? Even though they begged for it, or the opposite. So you could shame him for anything. I would understand if they just decide not to do it and not to bring him in. But shout out to Lee Van here. Appreciate you, buddy. Let's play the chimes. Dalt, which is funny, was just gifted a membership. Dalt is waiting to come on the show, which we'll bring him on in a second. As he was waiting, he just became a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Beautiful. Great job, Lee Van, getting that. And Dalt will be on the show here shortly. So shout out to him. But to your point, though, easy. I go back and forth. On one hand, I don't want to play any of the stars because I don't want any of them to get hurt. And I know Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs are playing some of their starters, and there's other teams that are doing it as well. But I'm just like, you know what? As long as we're seeing everything from Rodgers we are in practice, which by all accounts from everyone I talked to, they are. He's rolling out of the pocket. He's on the move. He's doing the things that we wanted to make sure he's doing before week 1. It sounds like he's doing all of that action, which to me is incredibly encouraging. But let's see how the practice is, right? If they have another shitty practice against the Giants, maybe they're like, whoa. Let's get one last tune-up against the Giants. That could be a factor as well.
Well, do you think maybe they're going to use this last joint practice as like a mock game so that they don't have to do it during the preseason game? I
think they'd prefer that. Yeah, the Jets, I think, and maybe Giants for that matter. But I think Daniel Jones might get back out there. We'll see. I haven't heard an official word from the Giants side yet, but I think that would be the Jets' preference. Let's get a great workout against the Giants and then wrap up, and then let's just have a free-for-all in the final game with all the guys who are trying to make the roster.
Right, like a game-style scrimmage, but nobody gets lit up, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's hard to do that with these kind of competitors, but yes, I think you can. I don't know if it'll be full scrimmage like that, but when you get them against each other, you're doing these live drills where it's ones on ones, and that gets pretty exciting.
Oh, well, but I'm saying is they could do some live 11 on 11s, like with the green and white practice where it's more of an actual thing, and he could tell the Giants, look, nobody wants to play the starters in the game on Saturday and get anybody hurt. Maybe we could do a little like blue and green scrimmage here, and do a little bit of hitting, but we just leave the quarterbacks alone.
Sign me up. That seems like a fair swap-a-rooney. I'd be all about it.
Yeah, it's just a little added protection, but the players get to knock some rust off.
Of course.
And then we have one more week of not actually camp, but one actual week of practice before they get ready for their first games, correct. Giants and Jets.
We have last week of training camp this week. It's a Giants game at the end. Next week, you got a week of practice. And then the following week after that is 49ers. So, it's right around the corner, man.
Yeah, so actually that would mean hey, when do they have to do the final cut from 90 down to 53?
A week from today. A week from today by 4:00.
So that would be a week from
August
today.
27th.
So that would
August
be
27th. Yep.
so we get some more training camp after the Giant game, and then they do the cuts on Tuesday after the Giants game.
Yeah, I don't believe that's training camp anymore. I think training camp is this last week, but there's going to be some light practices the following week. Yes. And normally you could tell because the media was there last year, because what happened is they're like, whoa, I don't see this player, this player, this player. That must mean they were cut. And that's how reporters kind of found out the final couple nuggets last year. So I imagine that's what will happen again.
Yeah, so Tuesday's Turk Day.
Yep, that's right. It is 100% Turk Day. It's a tough day, but a part of the business.
I remember Joe Douglas said when he first started out, he was the Turk. He was the one who had to break the bad news to everybody.
Brutal job.
And that's why last year on Hard Knocks, he did not want them doing, the cuts because he said it's a very personal thing. Yeah,
of course.
You got to tell these young 22 to 24-year-old men, I'm sorry, we love you. You're a good player. You're just not good enough.
Yeah, right.
That's a hard thing to swallow.
100%. So I respect the Jets for doing that. So I appreciate it. Easy OC. Thanks for calling in, brother. That was a lot of fun. All right, let's go to a brand new member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Congratulations. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. Someone was waiting to get on the show. Or you're just mid-wait, all of a sudden, ba-ding, wait, what the hell? Like God? Boom. All of a sudden, a Boy Green Coffee Club membership raining from the high heavens. Thanks to Lee Van for this. And congratulations to you, Dalt. Welcome to the show, man.
Thanks, man. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm not sure everything's working.
Yeah,
but
I got you loud and clear. Yeah.
I just want to start off with a few things. I think starting off with the Reddick stuff, we are completely a top 5 team or top 10 team without him. With him, top 5, maybe top 3. I still think easily he creates, like everyone has been saying these past few weeks, few months, he will make those plays in those games that we need the QB to be tackled, we need the QB to throw the ball away. Not how last year, how Mahomes got away with a few, moves, did a little left, a little right, threw it, someone caught it. They got first down.
Yeah.
I also really love Judon, what he said a few days ago.
Yeah, let's pull that up. I know exactly what you're talking about. I tweeted it out too. So, people, you're going to love this quote. You're going to love this quote from Matt Jones. You're going to be like, why would I love a quote from a New England Patriot who, historically speaking, has been kind of a dick to Jets people? And I would normally say, you're right. Why? What possibly would he have to say? But here it is. I know I did a funny joke to it. Okay, wait. Here it is. Okay, so this is Matt Judon. So remember, Matt Judon was on the New England Patriots. He got traded to the Atlanta Falcons. More context. Judon is entering the last year of his deal. 2024 is the last year of his deal, and apparently he wanted a new contract, whether from the Patriots or the new team. Here is the quote from Matt Judon to the Falcons media regarding his contract status. Shout out to Joe Patrick on social media, on Twitter. Regarding his contract status, Matt Judon said this, the Atlanta Falcons don't know me as a football player. They know my history, so I can't demand something I haven't worked for, end quote. And this is Joe Patrick adding on, said he's just working to put his best foot forward at this point. Doesn't appear to be a sticking point with the contract. That's what you love to hear from Matt Judon. Now, Hassan Reddick said nice, wonderful things initially at the press conference, and then crap hit the fan. So maybe this is the same thing. I don't know, but you love to hear this because, boy, if only Reddick would take a page out of that playbook.
Yep. That is the best prime example. And they're the same age, kind of similar situation, but Reddick does have a little bit of a better history of, multiple 10+ season sacks. But also to end off that, I agree with Edward last one where he said, why not play the starters? I agree. The Chiefs do it. Why not see what everyone looks like? Yes, we don't have Mike. Yes, we don't have Hassan. But why not see what we have? Does it work? I mean, yes, we know it works, but how good does it work, right? Yeah. Not much to go off of that. But the 2 players I'm really excited this season is Braylon and Kinlaw.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Braylon behind Brees, I think, is going to be a blessing in disguise. Like, we are going to be seeing a treat every game. There's going to be some nice plays. And then Kinlaw, with how he has done himself this offseason, putting on the weight, how confident he is. I mean, he was on the 49ers, right? Past few years.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to think that someone who's been on the 49ers really hasn't been productive, but now he feels like he's going to be the most productive in his entire career. And man, oh man, I think that's going to be exciting. I think he's going to be a big play too.
Yeah,
So
I can't wait. I can't wait, man. I can't wait, Dalt. That he's going to be great. He's a player I'm strongly rooting for. I love his story. I think he's going to ball out. He looks like a freak. He looks like a chiseled god out there with that physique. And playing next to Quinnen Williams, I think a career season's coming for Javon Kinlaw, man.
McKinley, he's been doing pretty good. I think Saleh always has really good words about him every practice, scrimmages. So
yeah, he had another great thing too. Let me see if I could get that quickly. I sent out a screenshot from his Instagram story. Yeah, here it is. He just posted this quote: "Proud of the man I'm becoming. Never too late to change." And again, of course, he's speaking of. It's funny that you use that for Kinlaw to Takk McKinley, both former first-round draft choices that didn't necessarily live up to their hype either way. Takk had a lot of success early in his career, and then it all fell off. And then Kinlaw has just been hurt all the time. But still, the Jets have really done great work with getting the most out of the talent they have available. Both guys I am strongly rooting for. Kinlaw's obviously going to make this roster. I hope Takk does too, because he's looked great.
Yeah. Last thing, Garrett's going to be a top 5 receiver. Touchdowns, receiving yard. Like, I mean, even top 3. I mean, he's going to show out so much. Man, if only we had a little bit more last year just to see. God.
I know. I can't wait. I've got a bunch of fantasy drafts coming up. In 10 days from now is my first one, and then I'm going to have several over that Labor Day weekend, and I'm hoping I could get as much Garrett Wilson as possible because he's about to light the world on fire, baby.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, you have a good one, Boy Green. I'll catch you later, man.
Okay, sounds good. Dalt, the latest brand new member to the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. All right. Beautiful. That's terrific. Cameron asked on YouTube, what about Leonard Taylor? As far as I saw, again, live watch, I have not gotten a chance to go back and watch a Panthers game. He was MIA. I didn't see him at all. I don't think he registered many statistical production that I saw. So not great for Leonard Taylor, but he was coming off a really good one against the Commanders. So let's see what happens in the Giants game. All right, let's go to the phone lines. We have the famous brother of C-Mac, B-Mac joins us here on the show. What's up, B-Mac?
Hey, Pablo Green. Yeah, I saw you met my brother last night, C-Mac. So,
yeah. What a great guy. That was great, man. I didn't know you had a brother. He was terrific. He brings a different energy. Yeah. You got a nice guy. You're a nice brother.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna be on me and him are gonna switch on and off. So you never know. Tomorrow morning you might get a surprise. C-Mac
okay,
action.
great.
Okay. But me and him are twins. You know what I mean?
That makes more sense. Okay. That makes more sense. David D says C-Mac forever, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I as people like C-Mac more, but
they do? Well, I guess he's a diehard Jets fan, right? So like he said he doesn't have any allegiance to anyone else. So that could play.
Yeah, but C-Mac, he's sleeping right now. He's not a morning guy.
Oh, okay.
He's a late night party guy. So I have to calm him down
cool.
a little bit.
That made sense why he was on the night show last night.
Yes. He's a night. You know what I mean? So I had to tell him to calm down and let him read a little bit because he gets wild.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, right. It sounds like it. Sounds like he's a good talent, but you got to rein him in. Yeah.
Well, but who knows? May be a surprise tomorrow.
Oh, okay, great. All right, wonderful. Well, thanks for introducing me to more members of your family. That was great. Thanks, man.
Thanks. And now I want to, Jet talk. I want to I've got some questions to ask you about a player that nobody really talk about as much as DJ Reed. And I know DJ Reed, again, it's training camp, it's practice, take it as you will. But I've been hearing a lot of DJ Reed getting beat on routes, getting cooked on routes, like by Garrett Wilson. Now, obviously, Garrett Wilson is like the one of a kind wide receiver.
Sure,
I understand that, but doing the joint practices, he's been getting outdone by rookie receivers. You know what I mean? Or I think this pass rush practice too, he was getting burned a lot on routes. Are you concerned about him having this training camp slump? And do you think come regular season he will get back to his regular season mode and get out of this training camp slump, or do you think this slump's going to might continue going on to the year?
It's a fair question, B-Mac. It's a very fair question. I asked Zach Rosenblatt that question. He joined me last week, and I said, man, DJ Reed getting burnt. Now, is he getting burnt because it's Garrett Wilson's? You know, like a lot of people get burned by playing Garrett Wilson. He's really good. Or is it a concern? And he said, you know, it's got to be a concern when it's happening like this, but you know, he gave the caveat, it is Garrett Wilson. So we're not going to really know until we get into the season. DJ Reed is, let me double check. What's the age for old DJ Reed here? He is 27. Okay, he's younger than I thought. He's 27. He turns 28 in November. So he still should, in theory, we're talking about prime earlier. That seemed to be a point of conversation. Still very much in his prime. Still having action to go. Now, it's a little harder because for shorter corners and things of that nature, you know, the candle wick burns quicker on those smaller guys. It's such a physical game and things of that nature. Now, is this just a little mini flub here? Is this a sign of things to come? We won't truly know till we get to the season. But you know, if I had to rate it on a concern scale of like 100%, oh God, I'm so concerned. Like DJ Reed is toast versus like this has zero concern whatsoever. I'm closer to zero concern. It's not zero concern. It's like a little above that. It's like, ooh, okay, let's note that. Let's keep an eye out for that. So it's some level of concern. Like let's see what happens week one.
Do you think his contract thing is getting inside his head? Because usually when players have contract disputes, they kind of let that linger on the football field. And like do you think he's do you think the contract thing is making him like have this little for lump in training camp?
To be honest, no. I think actually DJ Reed's handling it better than most people do, for at least publicly speaking. I don't know what's going on in his head, but he has said like, hey man, you know, my contract runs out and then I'm a free agent. It is what it is. Like he's just so accepting of it. It's a very unique, it's a kind of a refreshing take on a contract where you have, again, Reddick going, give me my money. Reddick's like, or Reed rather is like, hey man, I got paid. I got really nice money. Hopefully I get really nice money in the future. But right now I'm a member of the Jets. So he's just, I really love how, quite frankly, that DJ Reed has handled it. So again, I don't know if he's dealing with anything in his own head about it, but publicly anyway, I thought he's handled it terrifically. So no, I don't believe that's an impact.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he seems like he's a good, nice, humble dude. You know what I mean? Doesn't complain. Comes in, does his job well. Sauce Gardner always says that he's the best cornerback, you know what I mean, that he's played with. You know, Sauce Gardner really loves him and plays him up. And this is a future Hall of Fame cornerback in Sauce, you know what I mean?
Right, so exactly.
That's pretty that shows you that that's huge. And he's not a prima donna like Hassan Reddick, you know what I mean? He's a guy that comes in and he does less talking and less, and more showing. And those are guys you want on your team. Those I think Jet fans just love him more. People love DJ Reed in his story initially. He talked a big game. We're like, who is this DJ Reed guy? And he immediately told us who he was. And then how he's handled his contract. He's been one of my favorite acquired Jets in a long time, of guys that weren't drafted here but came here as mercenaries and have just kind of assimilated themselves with this fan base. He's going to be a favorite for a long time. Well, after he retires, DJ Reed is going to be someone I think we all remember very fondly. And then the next question, my second question, and my last.
Okay.
Of course, it's going to be Rodgers, but
sure, right.
But this is a interesting question, and I want you. And again, I know you're a Jet fan. Take your bias aside, take your homer side, take your glasses off. Both quarterbacks are coming off an injury. You know, Rodgers is coming off a major injury with Achilles, and he's a little older. But which quarterbacks would you take for this year, just for this year alone? Joe Burrow or A-Rod? And think very long and hard. And again, it's very close. But again, take your bias aside. Which quarterback would you take this year? Barrow or Rodgers? Because and the reason I'm asking this because a few weeks ago, a month ago, Buck Scott, Mike Tannenbaum, and RG3 was on First Take, and they had a segment about this, and they talk about Buck Scott and Mike Tannenbaum said they're going with Burrow because he's younger, and then of course Buck Scott he's gonna go with Rodgers because of experience, and that he plays with that, his experience, his resume, being a full-time MVP, and him playing with a chip on his shoulder when people count him out. So,
well, both players coming off injury. Joe Burrow's coming off his own injury, so that's a factor, of course. Aaron Rodgers coming off an injury. Aaron Rodgers has won a Super Bowl. Joe Burrow hasn't. Joe Burrow's gotten to a Super Bowl and lost. Joe Burrow's got the swag, of course, more draws people in. I'm still going Aaron Rodgers. I'm still going, and I thought long and hard about it. Exactly, I followed your instructions. I took off my glasses. I thought long and hard about it. I followed every one of your steps to a T. And I would say that someone who has done it before, his moxie, his know-how, his been around, all of those kind of things, you go to it. Joe Burrow is a very fine quarterback, but he's been injury prone. Speaking of a guy that's been injury prone versus a guy who hasn't been injury prone, Joe Burrow has been, and he has to defeat and quell those demons of not being injured all the time. Rodgers doesn't in a different way. He has this kind of injury, later in his career, and we have to see how that factors in, of course. So, long story short, I'm going with Aaron Rodgers. Joe Burrow's a really good quarterback, so it's close. It's a conversation.
It's very close. Like
you
can't go wrong either way. Like it's really close. Like this ain't no slam dunk. Answer. Like it's very
no disrespect or insult or anything of that nature. It's
I mean,
if you give me a different quarterback, maybe I'd have a different answer. But
I do think Joe Burrow gets a little bit overrated. Too much for my liking. Again, Joe Burrow is a great quarterback. He is, and I'm not. If he's out there on the field healthy, the man can ball. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They call him Joe Cool for a reason. I am a big Joe Burrow fan too, by the way. But I do.
Hey, is C-Mac a big Joe Burrow fan?
No, I mean C-Mac is a fan of the Jets by itself. Like C-Mac is a diehard
so
Jet
no
fan.
Joe Burrow. I understand.
C-Mac don't care. C-Mac right for the team, not on the name.
That makes sense.
So,
okay, that's good to know.
If Case Keenum was on the Jets, C-Mac is the right for the Jets.
Hey, there you go.
C-Mac just want to win. C-Mac tired of losing. He just want to win. You know what I mean?
We all feel that way. Yeah.
But I do think Joe Burrow gets a little bit overrated sometimes. And the reason I say that is that, he gets a lot of credit and praise for getting to the Super Bowl and losing. And I get it. It's an accomplishment because the Barrows, like before Joe Burrow, the Bengals were bad. And I don't think the Bengals had never been to the Super Bowl before they got Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow probably.
They lost. That was the John Candy game, 49ers-Bengals, where Joe Montana points out in the crowd. He says, "Is that John Candy over there?" And it's a last-second drive to beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Yeah, they've been there before.
Yeah, but since then, it's been a long gap that the Bengals.
Oh, no, yeah, right. I think that's the only Super Bowl they ever went to. I think it was, 82 or something? Yeah, well, yeah, sure. It's been a long
I do get it at a point. It's kind of like the New York Jets. You know what I mean? Like, like if Rodgers gets into the Super Bowl, and even if they lose, people still say, damn, you know what I mean? But I do get that Joe Burrow, again, he took the Bengals to the Super Bowl and all that stuff. But I just think, like, I never seen a guy get so much of a love fest from getting to the Super Bowl and losing. But again, people like Shady McCoy.
It was 89. I had the year wrong. 89, not I was too early. It was 1989. But yes, that was the Super Bowl. Okay.
Yeah. But
can I ask you a quick question? We have a super chat coming in.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
This is from Jet It Out. It's actually a question. I believe it's for you here. But before we answer here, I got to try to incorporate this more.
Wow.
Thank you, Jet It Out. We got to get that BMAC versus Boy Green Madden battle. Your thoughts, BMAC?
I mean, well, I think we have two different game. I got an Xbox, Xbox
But
One.
you,
You got.
I don't know. So
You can
you
try a
have
way
to
to
help
figure
me.
that out.
Yeah, I think it is cross compatible, but I'm going to be honest. I know nothing about Xbox. So is Xbox One current? I don't know. I don't know any of that. But yes, I am. Hey, I will just say I am open to the challenge, whether it's BMAC, CMAC, DMAC, FMAC. I don't know how many other
Yeah,
brothers you have, but you know what? Whoever it is, I am
yeah,
willing to battle it out in the gladiator octagon that is Madden virtually. Yes.
yeah. But yeah, we can figure something out to get that figured
Okay.
out.
Well,
But
thank you, Jet It
but
Out, for putting that into the universe. We'll look into that. Yeah.
yeah, thanks, shut out. But yeah, just back to my point real quick.
Yes.
Joe Burrow gets praised for losing the Super Bowl, but Rodgers gets killed by Shady McCoy for winning the Super Bowl and going to a one. So I just don't get that. That makes me think that these guys are just getting paid to say these ridiculous things, and it makes me learn that I just can't take it too hard. You know what I mean? Well,
That's right. Don't take it too serious. Right. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, do you think Shady is just doing that just for like entertainment?
Yes, I do. Again, I enjoyed Shady as a player because, again, my Twitter, Instagram, and everything handle, PS5 handle, is BoyGreen25. LaShawn
Yeah.
Shady McCoy was a 2-5 guy. I love 25s. I love all those kind of people. By the way, quick shout out for Felix Campos. You are now a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. Let's make it rain. Down below in the YouTube description if you'd like to click and become a Boy Green Coffee Club member. Make sure you do that. We're now in the 30s. We are 39 members away, I do believe, from the next emoji. Also, GameCube Forever. I love the GameCube. I have the GameCube over there with my 64. I love GameCube. Terrific game. Superstar Baseball, Mario Superstar Baseball. I'll be smacking fools around in Superstar Baseball. That's for damn sure. But
Yeah, but that's it
Any
for today. Those are my questions. Again,
okay.
love you. You are the greatest. And
Thank you.
Watch out for a CMAC introduction.
Okay.
And tomorrow, maybe the day I don't know. CMAC is a wild card.
Okay.
You
Well,
don't know
we'll
with
let
that
him know
guy.
we said hello. We really enjoyed meeting him yesterday. So whenever it
Yes.
is, we will appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks. Thank you to BMAC. In case you guys missed it, you guys can rewatch the show last night. It was mine and Connor's show. It was in the live show category. We met BMAC's brother, CMAC, which I didn't even know he had a brother. And wow, what an experience that was. That was, wow. That was different. It was intense. He wore shades and he had a different vibe about him. Apparently, BMAC's twin brother. I didn't know he had a brother nor a twin brother for that matter, but very, very interesting. Harvey, as he says, smash the like button. We have 600 people in the room right now. Again, the big news of the day is that Mike Williams is returning to team drills next week. That's the final step before he's ready for week one. So we'll have give or take about 2 weeks to get himself some reps in team drills, reps with Aaron Rodgers before the season. So, man, we should get Mike Williams ready for week one. How ready? We'll have to see. How many reps is he going to get? Is he going to be a full participant? Is he going to be on some sort of a pitch count? Would be a situational player, red zone, things of that nature? I don't know. These are all speculative thoughts. But I'll tell you this, it's great to have him back in the fold. There's no question about it. Metroid Prime is a good one. I was a Super Smash Brothers fans on GameCube. My first game ever I got for the GameCube, Luigi's Mansion. Big Luigi's Mansion guy, for sure. I used to play that in the Walmart when the GameCube first came out. You have the controllers are attached to like the wall and you get to play. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. And Dark Soldier, crew. By the way, Dark Soldier, we need to get you back in the Boy Green Coffee Club, pal. Make sure you click that link down in the YouTube description, buddy. We got to get you back in the group and then get you hop on over to the Discord. We got to get you in there, buddy. So let's get that figured out ASAP to bring you back in there. That'd be great. K Brock, who is an expert in such matters, Xbox One and PS5 cannot cross-pollinate. Well, that's too bad. And I've not played K Brock in the new Madden yet, so Boy Green don't want to see me in Madden anymore. He got tired of getting beat with a rusty wrench. Very vivid, Very specific. I will have to get back on there. And again, we set up a lot of the Madden games on Discord. So I will try to see if we can make that happen sooner rather than later. Tuesdays, well, I still got baseball for another month with the Syracuse Mets. So I'm going to have to catch up with that because Tuesdays we got Hard Knocks, which I have to watch for my radio show. And it's been pretty good. So I'll have to catch up on all that as well. Well, anywho, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Today's a Tuesday, so we'll be live with Woody coming up a little bit later at 3 o'clock. I'll be at the radio station, and we'll react to the latest happenings in New York Jets practice, plus, of course, looking ahead to cut down day and all the like. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next time, and thanks to all the new members of the Boy Green Coffee Club. And remember, whether you're watching live or after the fact, you can punch in your ticket to the Boy Green Coffee Club in every YouTube description on any video on this channel, and you can click and join today, baby. Join the growing army. It's the new thing. Let's go. We'll see you next time in a couple hours.